February 4th, 2025 started as an unremarkable day, or so I thought. Inside me, something had changed. My pain and nausea were so bad I couldn't even lie still in my own bed. I tried to swallow anti-nausea medication, but my stomach rejected that too. My body was out of my control. I was days away from turning 19, about to celebrate my first birthday living in New York. I felt very adult, but the hospital thought otherwise. They admitted me to pediatrics, surrounded by shrieking babies and consoling parents. I lay there on a stretcher, high on morphine, an IV hooked up through the crook of my left elbow. I myself was a defenseless big baby. To determine what was wrong with me, the nurse applied aloe vera to my abdomen, then started poking and prodding me with an ultrasound stick over and over and over again. I wriggled about in pain with just one point of attachment, a hand, connected to my friend Ava. Finally, the nurse announced her discovery. Inside me, a small, useless organ had swelled up with pus, nearly to the point of rupture. The anesthesiologist placed a mask over my face and counted down from 3. When he said 2, I wondered if I should change my mind. I was out before he reached 1. That was the first time I had surgery, and the last time I saw my appendix. Actually, I never saw my appendix. I hope they did something productive with it. I woke up 2 hours later to a different hand at my side. My mother was here. I was still half conscious, but I remember she gave me a carton of apple juice and then a long hug. Then she proceeded to take pictures. I guess that's fair. She had flown across the country to be with me. I lifted my hospital gown. They had dressed me in a gauze, diaper, underwear-like contraption. Again, big baby. I pulled it aside to reveal 3 purple stitches on my abdomen. In that moment, I knew those scars would be with me for the rest of my life. I also learned that if my appendix had swollen further and burst, I could have died from sepsis. For the first time, I contemplated my own mortality. Back in class the next week, I wondered if anyone noticed what had changed in me. Did they see I had lost another bit of innocence that had followed me from high school? I could feel the new scars developing, not just the ones on my belly, but the invisible ones that come after the painful goodbyes to the things and people who no longer serve me. I realized that adult relationships are different than the ones we have as children. Showing up for others becomes a choice, not a guarantee. Sometimes you lend your hand to support a friend, and other times you withdraw. Sometimes people leave you, and you don't get to choose when or where or how that happens. There will be scars and they'll scuff you up. You just have to let the healing run its course. And on the occasion others allow you to depend on them, it doesn't make you any less independent. Last month, my hospital bill finally arrived. Everything felt so insignificant now in the grand scheme of things. I had since learned that it was necessary for me to lose something in order to find another. And even though there was a hole where it once was, my new life without my appendix felt more whole than ever before.